Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you all tonight? How are you, Alicia?
I've been better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no good. What's wrong?
I was forced to watch a really bad movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As I call it, please God, why am I doing this again? So you
You're
can,
welcome, viewers. We did this for you.
yes, we're like that guy that the holiday was about all last week. You know, that dude that came back 3 days later?
Yeah.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That guy.
that guy. Oh, that's a clue.
Yeah.
Tonight, my fellow internet people, we are reviewing or shitcasting. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a review, it's going to be a shitcast.
Yeah.
Eternals by Marvel.
I was made to watch this movie again.
You made me watch this movie again.
But it makes for a really good shitcast, though.
True. We were going to do Event Horizon, but we both realised we liked the film.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't make a very interesting episode. So we put our heads together and we went, heads, what don't we like? What is a movie that we can actually shitcast? And Eternals won out.
5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. Humanity once believed we were gods. With what this planet now faces, they will believe again.
Eternals assemble.
What's the plan?
We fight.
Marvel Studios Eternals, rated PG-13, only in theaters November 5th.
Okay, now here is the plot, according to IMDb. The saga of the Eternals, a race of immortal beings who lived on Earth and shaped its history and civilizations.
That's a really shit plot synopsis.
For a really shit movie.
Yeah. It's actually about a group of immortal beings named the Eternals who have been tasked with protecting the Earth against
The Deviants.
the deviants.
By the Celestials. Now, Celestials are like the beings that created life in the universe.
All life in the universe.
And they created all types of life, like the good life and the bad life, you know. And they created the Deviants to sort of create a balance between good and evil. And they created the Eternals to fight the Deviants to hold that balance, which
Or so we think.
is a load of crap.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to spoil this because
Yeah.
we don't care
Sorry.
about this movie. It is trash. It's a load of crap.
Yeah.
We find out throughout the movie that it's a load of crap. That they are actually not tasked to protect humanity.
Yeah.
They're actually tasked to help humanity progress to the point where we're food.
Yeah, we're food for the coming of the Celestials, the planets.
There's a celestial inside our planet, and
Yeah.
it's going to break
It's
apart.
going to birth through the center of the Earth, and
So
humans
then-
are food.
Well, Silent Green are people.
Yeah.
And that's basically
Pretty much,
we're food for the
yeah.
Celestial,
Yeah.
or energy for the Celestial. I never actually got that.
No.
Watching the film, I'm thinking, like, are they going to eat us, or are they just using our energy?
I think they're just using our energy.
How are they going to harvest that?
No.
It's
It's
just
never explained,
like everything in most Marvel movies.
especially this one.
Sorry to all my friends that are Marvel fans, you're wrong.
This movie was directed by Chloe Zhao, who's actually an Academy Award-winning director.
Nomadland?
Yeah, Nomadland in 2020. She was 4 Academy Award nominations, 1 Best Picture and Best Director for that movie. And yeah, was tasked with the Eternals, and she was really excited about it. Apparently, she's a huge Marvel fan and comic book fan, and wanted to create a East meets West kind of scenario. That's why she wanted a really diverse cast.
Hold on, they did that. Shang-Tzu. That was an East meets West, and that was good.
Yeah, but this was before then.
Was it?
Yes. Yes, because it was,
Maybe?
yeah.
Because
It was supposed to open phase 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, the phase that failed.
Yes. The phase that failed.
Yes.
That phase.
And how did the phase 4? How did the end of phase 3 happen?
That would be Avengers Endgame
And how did that end?
with Thanos dying.
Perfectly is the right answer. Now, if you want to end a run, you do Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
which is to me a perfect movie. And I'm a DC fanboy, guys. You know, full disclosure. You know, Superman and Batman are two of my favorite films of all time, and I thought Endgame was a perfect movie.
I wouldn't call it a perfect movie. I thought there were.
Oh, and by the way, shout out to Critical Drinker. You're wrong. All of the girls in a row in Endgame was empowering.
It was
not,
fucking awesome, dude.
Not actually a woke moment.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sometimes that shit is just cool.
It is cool.
Get over it.
It's as cool as Captain America getting
Oh,
Mjolnir.
yeah, that was very cool.
That was the coolest thing ever.
Anyway, back to the Eternals,
Which is not cool.
which is not cool. It's very confusing, actually. I knew this was going to be a bad movie
When?
when it started.
The
Because
credits.
it's-
They have a
Exposition crawl.
Exposition crawl. Oh my lord! I haven't seen one of those in
Yeah.
a long time.
Exposition crawl has only ever worked once, and that's in Star Wars.
Twice.
When,
Highlander.
all
From
right,
the dawn of time, we're among you.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
come
I'll
on,
give it
it's-
to Highlander as well.
Yes, thank you.
But exposition crawls generally don't work. It's lazy. It's a lazy way of starting things, and
Can you imagine if Friday the 13th started with a crawl? There once was a boy named Jason who drowned in Crystal Lake in 1958.
no.
It's
No.
like no,
Not
because
at
it's
all.
because it's lazy, and you know it's the old adage show don't tell, and this film has so much tell.
Yeah.
It's you don't play poker with Eternals because they'll lose every time because you can see their tells.
You very much can, but also at the same time, there's a lot of not explaining things. Like the first line of the movie is actually, "It is time."
Time for what?
For what?
Dinner?
For what exactly?
Dinner. It must be dinner.
'Cause
They
that
gotta be
don't
hungry.
explain what it's time for.
That's one thing. Do they eat? Do they sleep?
I don't know.
Because you don't really get a sense of. I mean, you see them having a meal at the big bruiser dude,
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
You see them eating there, but not really eating. They're doing movie eating. Movie eating is when they push things around on their plate and put things on their fork and move things around on their fork and then take the stuff off the fork and put it down. And then they go like that and then it cuts to a different shot and then you think that they've eaten.
But
and
they sat around the dinner table though, so one could assume they eat.
that must mean that they poop.
Why do we care?
Because this film is shit.
The, things are signposted throughout the movie. Like,
The end is near.
yeah, Richard Madden portrays Icarus. and
Icarus.
yes, he's basically Superman without a cape,
And but
any sense of humanity.
and just as moody
Yeah,
as Returns and just as stalkery as Returns.
yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
He's basically Superman.
In Superman Returns.
Yeah, and you figure out really early on that he's going to betray the gang. In the
Oh,
movie.
spoiler. But yeah, he does. He's like, yeah. I mean, I don't trust that dude. Ever since he screwed over Elton John, literally, I don't trust him.
I know he slapped him in the face.
He did,
We're talking about Rocket Man now,
which he was actually very good in because we hated him in Rocket Man.
which you're supposed to.
supposed
He
to.
was excellent in that movie.
And he was in Game of Thrones, and he was like, until Jon Snow became my favorite character, Rob was my favorite character. You know, and it's just so.
There were two Starks in
There-
this movie.
there
actually.
were.
There
Well, he's a Snow.
were. Right. That's
but-
right. He's a Snow. Yeah,
but he's not.
Jon Snow.
He's the bastard son of
Yeah.
Ned.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
Who-
bastard.
Who you find out at the end of the movie, we think he's human at the beginning, but you find out at the end of the movie he's
Black Knight.
Black Knight, which we're assuming is some
Long
kind
way
of
from
Night of the Round Table thing, but
I mean,
this movie didn't go anywhere, so we don't know.
that's the thing, though. Like, you see in one scene, Angelina Jolie, who is
Thena.
Athena, she's got a sword and she brings it out, and like she's with Fastos and all that, and it's Excalibur. She says it's Excalibur, right? But at the end, Jon Snow, I can't remember, Kit Harington, he's got a sword in a box, and it looks like it's Excalibur. It looks to be set up like it's Excalibur
Except it's black, though. So
because he's Black Knight.
I don't know. Should we? Because we're talking about characters. Should we explain who the characters are so people know?
They didn't.
Well, we have many characters in this movie.
Many.
We have Barry Keoghan, who plays Druig, he's an Eternal who can manipulate people's thoughts and get them to do things.
What was that character? You know, mess with men's minds. That's the Jim Carrey in Batman Forever. Remember, he's going. That says, you know, don't worry. We've done Batman Forever. Watch that episode.
And we have Gemma Chan playing Cersei, who
Another Cersei. Poor Rob.
yeah, who has the ability to manipulate Earth.
She can change materials, can she? Like water into wine.
Yeah, but all Earth-based materials she can manipulate. Angelina Jolie plays Thena, who's the warrior of Athens, Greek mythology.
But she's got mens rea.
She what?
Got mens rea. Oh, you haven't seen See No Evil, Hear No Evil, have you?
I have, but it's been a long
It's
time.
mens rea. It's a legal term. Don't worry. She got mad swallows.
Yeah, there is a name for it in the movie, but
Mad something.
But being alive for so long and seeing all the horrible things that have happened in history, it has made her mad, and she goes periodically crazy and tries to attack all her friends.
But there's a reason for this.
Yes, which we learn later in the film.
Should we spoil it now or wait, leave it?
Well, let's introduce the rest of the characters first.
Gilgamesh?
Yeah, we have Gilgamesh, which is played by Ma Dong-seok.
He was from Train from Busan, wasn't he?
Yeah, I
Train to
think he
Busan?
was. Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. He's actually one of the best characters.
He's always good in everything.
His character is basically strongman. He's super strength. We have Richard Madden, who plays Icarus, who's our Superman guy.
Stand-in.
Salma Hayek, who plays Ajak, who's like the leader of the Eternals. She has healing powers.
She's like the hippie leader sort of thing.
Sort of. We have Kumail Nanjiani, who plays Kingo, who has the power to manipulate fireballs or create energy with his hands.
Hold on. That's what he does in Ghostbusters.
Go, Kumail.
Well, that's all they can think of him to do.
Poor bugger. We have Liam McHugh, who plays Sprite, who has the power of illusion. We've got
But can't grow up.
Brian Tyree Henry, who plays Fastos, who's basically a tech inventor.
He was cool. I actually liked him.
Yeah, he was very cool. Lauren Ridloff, who plays Macarai, she's basically the Flash. She has the power of super speed.
So this is sort of like Justice League.
Yeah, it's even shitter Justice League.
No, the Whedon cut.
And then for added bonuses, we have Bill Skarsgård playing Kiro, who is he's the big bad in the movie, except he's not the big bad.
He's not the big bad. He's like the secondary antagonist.
Yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. His name is Kiro. And then if you stick around for the end credits, we have random CGI Patton Oswalt playing like a dwarf. Or something.
What else could he play?
I don't know.
That's the second film that him and Kamal have been in. That's sad.
Oh yeah,
But they're not.
In Ghostbusters as well. And Harry Styles playing Eros, which is
Very thankless role.
who's apparently the brother of Thanos.
I mean, they do look alike. The big chin,
Right.
ugly big.
Anyway, so those are our characters. Those are our Eternals.
Yes, and is there any human characters in it?
Well, no, because
Yes, there is.
Is there?
Fastos' husband and his son.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yeah. Fastos is married and he's got a husband and a son, and we think Kit Harington is human, but he's not. Is there anyone else? Do we care?
No. Like, there are some scenes that don't make me want to, like, violently throw something at the screen. Very rare. Like, there's maybe 2 or 3 scenes. Most of them got Barry Keoghan or
Yeah.
Druig,
Yeah.
Gilgamesh, and Kit Harington in it. Because I actually like Kit Harington as an actor. I think he could actually go someplace in his career if he got out of his own way. Because
Yeah.
all he's doing now is just riding on the Game of Thrones sort of role,
Yeah.
and he's not challenging himself.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't a challenge. Because all he had to do is be wide-eyed and go, "Oh, you're a superhero," and like that at the beginning. And I'm just sitting there thinking, "Okay, you're better than this, kid. You're much better than this."
But most of
But
the
he didn't know
actors in
anything.
this movie were
He didn't know
villains.
anything. You're gonna have to roll your eyes on that one. Because the thing is, like, he's so incredulous, like, "Oh my God, you're a superhero." And then within 30 seconds, he's running with them and he's okay with it. And he meets Icarus, who is Cersei's ex-boyfriend,
Yeah.
ex-husband.
Like 5,000 years or something they had a
Yeah.
relationship.
And yeah, she calls him a pilot because he can fly. And that's ironic because Superman's nemesis in Superman Returns was a pilot.
That's true.
Yeah, Richard, a real
Yes.
dick.
Yeah.
In honor of Richard Donner, but yeah, he's a dick. And it's like within 30 seconds, he's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm on board with this. That's your ex-boyfriend. Okay, yeah, he's a bit of a cool guy." And they meet each other at one point, and there's a lot of history between the two. Like, and I'm sure behind the scenes they made a blooper or something where they hugged it out or something.
Don't know.
But it was just like, it was so like awkward, their meeting. It didn't even ring true for the characters.
No, at all.
Like, and I got to say that I have not seen a film in a long while that there was no chemistry between the two love interests, the main love interests in the film.
Because that's supposed to be like
The love of ages.
yeah, the part of the story that holds everything together is the relationship. Supposed to be the relationship.
And she's
between
supposed to
Icarus
forgive
and
him or
Cersei.
not forgive him, and go with his evil intent. And
It's just awkward.
they don't have any chemistry. I don't know if it's.
There was more chemistry between Gilgamesh and Thena, who
I
were in a
felt-
relationship.
Yeah, I felt there was a lot of platonic love there.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed but they're like way back in
Yeah.
the background sort of characters. And if they'd have made this film about those two,
Yeah.
it would have been a stronger film.
Yes. But,
And you would have
they
had,
needed to do a lot of
and you would have had
things
your
to make
quota
this a
of
stronger film.
an Asian actor and a white actor. You would have had your Caucasian actor. You would have had that quota, which they did that same relationship twice in the same film with 4 different characters.
Yes. they
And
did.
it's sort of like, just take those two out and put those two in because they were much more interesting. And it's Angelina Jolie, the woman's Academy Award-winning actress. I mean, you
Is it,
put
they
her
have
as
Druig and Mackay as well also have a
a lot of chemistry.
kind of a relationship or a
Because-
budding relationship. in
And
the
the
movie.
girl in it that plays Mackay,
Yes.
she's awesome.
She is. She's
Like,
very good.
I thought she was
And she's a deaf actress.
yeah,
in-
and
in real life.
she was so believable
yeah,
as
amazing.
as the character because actually had to go with her. Like, she was learning stuff as we were learning.
Yeah.
She was almost like should have been our avatar into the film. They would have been a better lead
Yeah.
characters if they'd have centralized the story around them. Because everything's a mirror in this film.
Yeah.
It's disgustingly. I'm not going to say the W word at all because it's not. But you could miss if the critical drinker was watching this.
I'm pretty sure he has.
Yeah, he would be like
Yeah.
giving it so much crap.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has, actually. Yeah.
Sorry about going on about that guy too, because he's sometimes on the ball with reviews, and then sometimes he's just so far off the mark. I just want to strangle him.
It's a smidge of a problem with women, just a little bit.
A smidge.
Smidge. But this movie turns out to be, we think it's a movie about immortal beings trying to protect the Earth against deviants, and then we find out, in fact, that the immortal beings are not immortal beings. They're kind of...
Eternal.
Well, they are eternal beings, but they were created by celestials to basically go from planet to planet until
and eradicate, sort of like terraforming the planet.
Yeah, getting it ready for the celestials to
emerge.
To emerge, and then once that's done, they wipe their memories until they're ready to go to the next planet.
And this mens rea that Thena's got.
Yeah.
She, the reason why she's going nuts is because she can actually remember.
Yeah.
Having a past life and doing this kind of thing.
They couldn't wipe her memory properly. That's
Yeah.
sort of part of her powers, which they don't explain.
It's like a hard drive. After a little while, you can't write a certain block because it's been corrupted, and that's probably the best analogy for her. And that was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not read the comics at all.
So you kind of find out that the deviants are there to get rid of the Eternals, which is a good thing
for the planet.
For the planet,
because
and the humans?
If we evolve too quickly or too far, then the Celestial will come out of the planet and destroy us all.
Yeah.
Which is bad. And the deviants are trying to stop evolution because evolution means that we'll die.
Exactly. So they do that in this movie. Our main deviant, played by Bill Skarsgård, starts killing off the Eternals one by one and absorbing their power. And when he absorbs their power, he sort of changes and becomes
more human-like.
More human-like.
Yeah, but and more Bill Skarsgård-like.
Yes, and you think that's going to turn into a thing, and then
he should. Yeah, he never evolves into a human-type looking character, which would have been a lot more interesting.
He only kills two of the Eternals in the end.
Do we ruin that?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, he kills two of the Eternals.
And he absorbs their power.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
and he actually disappears for like 40
most
minutes of the movie, to the point where you're like, oh, that's right, he's in this movie, I forgot.
And who else disappears? Kamal Nanjiani.
Yeah.
From the end, there's a scene where he goes, I'm actually on the Celestial sites, but I don't want to go against you guys, so I'm going to take myself out of the equation.
This is after they've found out that
everything's a lie.
Yeah, that the Celestials are about to come, and that all of humanity is about to be wiped out, and they all mostly decide that they've got to help humans. And
he basically, he's got a valet, which is the other human character.
Yeah.
Who's really, really funny, and he like Alfred, and he basically says, you're gonna wipe out all humanity. That I'm human, and he's sort of like. So they go off and have their little adventure. I don't know what they do.
Yeah,
and,
but he's not there for the final fight.
Last battle.
Which is so weird because Kamal Nanjiani put like a lot of effort into...
He got jacked.
He got jacked for this role.
Like muscles upon muscles upon muscles.
And he wasn't required to get jacked for this role. He just, had seen all the other Marvel movies and the guys getting jacked and went, I'm going to do that as well.
Funny thing is, though, Richard Madden didn't look jacked.
Well, that's the thing. They weren't required to get jacked for this role.
But he was appropriately sized. I mean, I made the comment as we're watching and thinking he would have made a great Superman. And he would have.
He would have, actually.
Because he's got that sort of chiseled jaw look about him. And he is a very decent actor, apart from this movie. And another role I thought he would have been great at is James Bond.
Yeah.
And he was in contention a few years ago.
God, he'd make an excellent James Bond.
He would, because he's got that charisma, and he's dark. He's got a darkness about him, which Henry Cavill's got as well.
Yeah.
But people don't give Henry enough darkness in his roles. No. That's why I'm looking forward to Highlander now, because we know that Aaron Taylor Johnson's going to be Bond apparently. So Henry, sorry dude, and that was my wish, was for him to be Bond. So he's not going to be Bond. So I'm looking forward to Highlander with David Leitch directing, which is going to be freaking off the charts. But if there was another guy in contention, I would have said Rob Madden.
Yeah, he would have been perfect.
Not Idris, because Idris is too old.
Yeah,
Way too old. 10, 15 years too old.
yeah. Richard Madden wouldn't have been perfect.
He's the right age, too.
Anyway.
It's like Timothy Dalton, perfect Bond, but wrong era.
Yeah. But this movie, but the third act is the Celestials, aside from Icarus, who has decided that if we're supposed to let humanity die, then
We're going to let it die.
we're going to let humanity die.
Because
So-
what happens is Ajak, Salma Hayek, she actually gets killed, and she's in contact with the head celestial Arasham. Now, Arisham's there's something inside her. It's like basically a walkie-talkie,
Magical walkie-talkie.
magical walkie-talkie that comes out of her and goes into Cersei when Cersei visits her dead body on the ranch. It's a bit weird because she's just out in the elements and bury the poor woman. And so Cersei now talks to Arasham, and he pulls the wool over her eyes, and poor Cersei is now the keeper of the flame, which really pisses off Icarus, because I think Icarus was expecting to be the next in charge, but he was like, there's a little bit of like jealousy on his part.
Yeah, it kind of makes no sense. Like, why?
He would be jealous.
I think it.
Because she's towing the line.
Oh, because I think I was going to say it. If it was the Celestials' choice as to who was next in line, then he would pick Icarus. But I get the impression that Ajak herself was able to
project
who was going to
because
get her power. Because
project. Let's do it at the same time. Ready? Project. What's his name? Icarus. He was told 5,000 years ago what the Celestials are up to by Ajak, and she says, "Go and live your life," and he immediately dumps Cersei. And
After
then
5,000 years together. Yeah.
And he dumps her and just goes off and has a hissy fit. But really, he just like has a crisis of faith and goes, and then he comes back when they've got 7 days. Okay, they mention that there's 7 days to go before the end of the world, right? This is important. This is time logic in a movie, which is a Marvel movie, which doesn't flow with logic most of the time. Okay, they visit the Amazon, Australia, London, America, right? They visit Australia in one scene. They go to Gilgamesh and Athena. Now, anyone who's travelled to Australia knows that it's a 24-hour flight from London.
Long flight.
So they go to Australia and go from Australia back to the Amazon, or North Dakota. They go to Dakota.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a 28-hour flight.
Yeah.
Then, okay. And then they go from there to the Amazon, and then from the Amazon to London.
Something like that.
Okay.
Point is, their 7 days are up before
The world is over before they even get home from Australia.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Like, say, they could have just, gone to, we got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that would have been like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense because you could travel that far in 2 weeks. God damn it, Marvel. Come on, it's simple. It's like we were watching
Make some kind of logical sense, just a little bit.
We watched a film the other night, and on the drive home, we were actually not tearing the film apart because we both loved it, but we
Pointing out some of the logic flaws.
And we fixed it with one line of dialogue. The entire movie. With the entire problem with the movie, one line of dialogue they could have added.
Yeah.
It's like, don't they have quality control at Marvel? Or are they just like, what's that South Park meme? Right here.
Fuck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in it and make her name it gay!
There's just so many things that don't make sense in the movie. Like, apparently the reason why the Eternals have never helped out in any of the Avengers battles in the past is because they're not allowed to interfere with world history unless deviants are involved.
Right. That's important.
Now, the thing is, if you read the comics, you know that Thanos is actually part deviant. So, and you also find out throughout the course of the movie that when Thanos snapped his fingers and half the population disappeared,
It stopped evolution.
It stopped evolution. It stopped the Celestials
food,
coming.
and the food for the Celestial.
Exactly, because there was half the population, so the Celestials couldn't come when they were supposed to. So
That's a horrible problem.
So surely that would be a moment for the Eternals to step in and do something about that. Surely they should be able to kill Thanos.
No, but they have to basically make a joke of it because Icarus says, now that Captain Rogers is gone, what do you think about me stepping in and taking over the Avengers? And they all laugh it off, sort of thing. But it's like they sort of had to like make it almost put that joke in it to one, acknowledge a better movie, and to acknowledge the logic flaw of that. It's he's part deviant, for God's sake, and he.
This movie is just a
God,
bad
this movie
idea in
shit.
general because the Eternals was supposed to be follow the ancient alien trope by having the Eternals be the inspiration for myths and legends throughout history in the MCU, except they're never mentioned. Like they were mentioned once in Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're never mentioned again. And their very existence makes the entire Infinity Saga
null and void.
Because why didn't they step in? This stupid.
But if they don't have any flaws or anything like that, then they can't be a realistic character. Like what was this, James Gunn saying? Not James Gunn. Someone said about Superman, like the most powerful being on the planet. If you just include Superman and have him involved in the battle straight away, Zack Snyder, then the battle's over because he's just going to go, like kill everyone or stop what's happening. It's like Captain Marvel. They had to make Captain Marvel go off planet because if she was there, Thanos would never have done it. She just would have just gone and knocked him into
You think they would have learned that lesson though, because the Captain Marvel came out before this, and everyone said that same thing. Like, oh shit,
she's too powerful.
Yeah, she's too powerful. So knowing that, why would you then make a movie about a whole gang of immortal beings that are
more powerful,
even more powerful than she is? It just makes the entire first three phases of the MCU null and void.
So, in other words, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They were just getting properties left, right, and centre to fill the Phase 4. The release schedule.
Yeah.
Because what did Marvel do? That's right. They plan 5 years ahead and tell you what's going to happen in 5 years ahead, and then move everything and cancel things and rearrange things, and then you get excited for something and they take it away and develop something else which you don't want. Marvel,
You done fucked up, Kevin Feige. Sorry to say, you done fucked up.
He is the Kathleen Kennedy of Marvel at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You had a good run, buddy, but it's time to stop.
Yeah. Give it to someone like James Gunn.
We've had enough.
Because, I hate the fact that Henry Cavill's not Superman anymore, but maybe, there's a whole thing, sorry to go on a tangent, but there's a whole thing now they're saying that James Gunn's been employed, so David Zaslav has someone to blame if the new DC is shit and fails. Right. So I'm thinking, be careful, James. Just stick to your horror films, mate. They're much better than what you've come out with. Yeah. I mean, Suicide Squad was good, and Peacemaker was great. But
Anyway, back to this piece of crap.
I'd rather talk about DC though. Because it is Justice League, but without any
This movie
any
was
goodness.
so lazy, though. There were just, aside from the Thanos issue, there were other moments in the movie where you're like, why is this happening? Like, Sprite, whose power is illusion, she kind of joins Icarus for a bit because she has a crush on him.
She's Tinkerbell. They actually Oh, it's so on the nose. What's Kingo says at the moment, she says, you're Tinkerbell, and he's Peter Pan, and Cersei's Wendy, and it's like it's very on the nose. I mean, I can see the
Apparently,
parable.
Sprite's character in the comic books.
It does look like Tinkerbell.
No, but Sprite's character in the comic books actually speaks to the writer of Peter Pan
and inspires him.
Inspires Peter Pan.
Jane Barry.
Yeah, that's one.
And it's so on the nose though. They don't have to spell it out. They don't have to. He could have just said, "Hey Tink, how you going?" Yeah, and everyone would have got that. That's of age to know who Tinkerbell is, which is pretty much everyone in the freaking audience.
But there's this moment in the movie,
Or it could have been Tinker from Roadhouse.
where she's on Icarus's side for a minute, and she's trying to trick Cersei, and in doing so, she turns herself into Ajak, who is dead already, and Cersei knows that she's dead. Yet somehow she falls for it.
Because the dead don't die.
But she wouldn't, because she literally held on to her dead body. She knows she's dead.
She's got that little walkie-talkie.
Exactly. She would know that it's Sprite, but she falls for it. It's so stupid. And the other major logic flaw is the Celestials themselves.
Mm-hmm.
This Celestial sort of starts emerging from the ocean, and it is huge. Like when it's done, half its head is out and its hand is out of the ocean, and you can actually see it from space. It's like higher than
the pyramids.
It's
the biggest thing on the planet.
Yeah, it's higher than the highest mountain.
It looks like the cover of Queen's News of the World album,
Yeah.
if you can picture that.
So if this was emerging from the water, it's emerging slowly, but if it was emerging at all, there would be
Tidal waves.
Tsunamis everywhere. There'd be huge problems. Nothing like that happens. Just
no one would survive. This is the fun thing, because at the beginning of the film...
The ocean's fine, the water's fine, everyone's fine.
There's earthquakes.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the film.
Yeah. And
just like in Ghostbusters.
That's right. And there's news position that talks about earthquakes around the world.
Yeah.
And
it's a celestial that's coming in 7 days.
Yeah. So there's earthquakes happening, but when it actually emerges, nothing of significance happens to the world. And it just, you like a fifth grader would know that something that big coming out of the ocean is going to have major consequences. It is so lazy.
I mean, sorry to harp on this point, but it is exactly like Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. News position about earthquakes.
Lazy.
Maybe they saw Eternals and went, oh, that's a good plot point. We'll take that. And we've got Camille Nanjiani. No one's going to notice.
I don't know.
And Patton Oswalt, which is basically a cameo.
But then Bill Skarsgård's Kiro comes back at the end of the movie as well to
battle Athena.
He doesn't battle all of the Eternals, just Athena in a cave, and almost steals her powers. But then
I bet Bill Skarsgård would want to battle Angelina Jolie in a cave.
Hey, who wouldn't? But she battles him and she wins, and that's the end of this deviant who has been progressing as a being throughout the entire movie.
He's almost celestial type powers.
Yeah, but then he disappears for 40 minutes, comes back, battles literally one of the Eternals, and is dead. And that's...
After having the power of 2 Eternals.
Yeah, he has the power of healing and the power of strength.
He could have healed himself at any time during that battle.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, those war dogs looked like something out of... like something else. The Deviants. They look like another film's bad guys.
Yeah.
And I can't put my finger on it. Maybe if you guys can think of it, put a comment.
Kingsman Golden Circle, the Robo-Dogs?
Yeah, Robo-Dogs. But Ghostbusters, the 2, Zool, and the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper.
Right.
The dogs.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, sort of like those dogs.
Kind of a combination of both.
Yeah, but with tendrils. Like the Predator by way of the Keymaster and Gatekeeper.
Yeah. But you don't even see them again.
No, you don't. All the other ones. There's up in the Arctic, there are like about 10 or 15 of these deviants.
Yeah.
And they're
And Kiro, when he kills the Eternals, each Eternal gets powers. He then like gets his tendrils out and gives some of those powers to his other
clones.
deviants, like the dogs and such. But then you don't see them.
Maybe
Ever again.
They did say at the end of the movie, Eternals will return.
Eternals is not going to return.
No.
Please don't.
No, please.
Like-
Stay there.
Yeah,
Stay.
done. You tried. You failed.
No.
Don't do it. Is there anything else we can say about this?
It's shit.
It's shit. Don't watch it.
Like, seriously, it is.
I've had to watch
shit.
it twice now. I'm
Me
done.
too. I will
Don't
never
wa-
watch
not
this
going
again.
to watch it again.
I mean, this ain't going in the collection.
No.
No. I haven't bought a Marvel film since Infinity War. Endgame. No. Spider-Man. No Way Home.
That was actually
That was
Phase actually
4.
a really good introduction to Phase 4.
Yeah, that was Phase
if
4.
only it continued that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
From
So before we get into who is this movie for, I've got a smidge of trivia.
Okay, you go for it, baby.
Apparently, Lauren Ridloff, who played Mirakai, our Flash
Analog.
character, who's both deaf and mute in the movie, she had difficulty reacting in scenes against a digital character because she's deaf in real life. So Angelina Jolie helped her out by using a laser pointer to guide her direction so she knew where to look.
It's a little bit condescending.
I know,
It's like, hey, cat.
yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. It's like, yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. But apparently she was very appreciative and
Well.
nobody else thought to
Help her out.
help her out.
I mean,
So-
Angelina's got kids, and she's a good mother and humanitarian.
yeah, she's used to CG crap, so I guess she
Poor woman.
had a good idea. But also, apparently, Chloe Zhao cited The Revenant movie with Leonardo DiCaprio as inspiration for the action sequences.
I haven't seen The Revenant. Sorry, guys.
I have.
It's on my list.
It's amazing, and I guess I can see where she's coming from. Like if there's an action sequence with a bear in The Revenant, and
No spoilers.
no spoilers, but I guess there's a few close-up shots and camera movements that are very similar to that. So I guess I could see that, but also at the same time, huh?
If you could tell me that it's inspired by Star Wars,
she
I would have
got-
said, yeah, The Last
She
Jedi.
got a lot of. You could blame the studio for this movie, but actually, Chloe Zhao got a lot of creative freedom in this. So she was allowed to film in more natural light. Than
It
most
actually
Marvel
doesn't look
movies,
bad.
Which, again, is like The Revenant was shot in natural light.
Doesn't look bad.
Which, to her credit, it looks much nicer than a lot of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, especially the stuff in the Amazon.
Yeah.
Nice greens.
Unless there are action sequences,
And then it goes to shit.
yeah,
Like the rest of the fucking movie.
which we'll get to in our awards section. So, who is this movie for?
Hold on.
No one. No one. This movie is for nobody.
Oh, unless you're a hardcore Marvel fan.
No, even then, no.
No, no.
Don't.
If you're a hardcore Marvel fan, avoid it because
Yeah.
you'll be upset.
Yeah, it will just make you angry. Just don't.
And we wouldn't like you when you're angry.
Yeah. Just give it a pass. Move along.
Just go and see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Or, Into the Spider-Verse, the first one. So watch
Even
that again.
watch some of the earlier TV shows, like WandaVision wasn't that bad by
was okay.
comparison. And the first season of Loki was pretty good by
See,
comparison to this.
The Daredevil
Just
on
skip-
Netflix was good.
Skip this.
Daredevil on Netflix was good.
Yeah. So go watch that stuff. Just
Yeah.
don't you don't need to. It's just going to spoil everything for you.
Don't watch Secret Invasion. Apparently, I've been put off that now. Thanks, Wade, for the spoiler.
It's okay. I've seen the spoilers and I'm glad that I haven't watched it. All right. On to the awards. What is the worst line of dialogue?
Kingo,
Okay.
I don't do it for the views.
Okay.
And it's in context. He's actually a filmmaker. Like they've all got their own lives. Oh, we didn't mention that. They've all got their own lives. What's her name? Cersei is a museum worker, curator.
Yeah.
Oh, like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's an analogist for Wonder Woman.
Anyway,
and but Kingo is an actual Bollywood
star
who directs and stars in his own movies, and he is always uploading, streaming to YouTube and whatever, and he's at one point he goes, "I don't do it for the views," and I just sat there going,
my worst line was actually when they ruined the Infinity Saga for me. When Ajak is explaining 5 years ago, Thanos erased half the population of the universe, but the people brought everyone back with the snap of a finger. I'm like,
the people brought him back. No, Tony Stark brought him back.
but it's like, why ruin the Infinity Saga for everyone? How dare you?
What, you mean like a spoiler?
No, just she ruined. Like it wasn't. Not
She
the fact it was a spoiler.
offhanded comment.
Yeah, it's just the fact that they mentioned it at all and then made the fact that they didn't intervene completely confusing. Just
Because humans brought him back.
made everything null and void, and just it ruins.
Iron Man brought him back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, not humanity.
Anyway, what was the best line?
Fastos when he goes, "Can you hear my screams of my deep disappointment?"
My favourite line was actually from Athena when she says, when you love something, you protect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Can't remember who she said it to, but it was actually one of the very few nice moments in the movie.
And one of the few things that
The fact that I can't remember it just goes to show
she
how
doesn't
shit-
say much at all, Angelina. She does a lot of acting, but she doesn't say much at all. Which, I mean, it's Angelina. Give us some lines, people.
What was the most over-the-top performance?
Kamal Nanjiani.
Just him
Every
in general?
every scene.
My most over-the-top performance was actually Icarus trying to cry, scream, like Superman does after losing Lois.
After he kills Ajax.
After he kills Ajak. But he does that same kind of cry, scream that Superman does in the first Superman movie when he loses Lois. But it's not good.
It's also when it reminds me of Henry Cavill when he does the same thing in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Rob, just watch those films and get a sense of how an actor
Is
supposed to do this. Go watch
Christopher Reeve. There's nuance. That's how you do that kind of thing. But no, when he did, I just laughed out loud. It was so funny.
My stomach hurt. It was that bad.
What is the worst special effect? There's lots.
One of the worst, I think my worst is the when people get possessed by Droog, that all the eyes go white.
Yeah.
And you can see that the CG's not quite right, and you can still see the black, like their eyes would move and the black
it doesn't follow. Yeah.
And I'm just like going, well, or the white doesn't follow the black, and I'm just like, oh, geez, that's some dodgy Marvel.
Not exactly something that I can stop.
I mean, but they would have blamed this on having a tight production schedule because they were up against a release date and the pandemic and blah, and all the effects houses were busy at the time. Bullshit.
All I have to say to that is
Wait.
Godzilla -1.
$14 million.
$14 million budget. Just won an Academy Award for special effects with good reason.
Get it right, Marvel, or stop.
Yeah, you've got no excuse, really. But my worst special effect was CG Angelina Jolie kicking Icarus, just rubber flip kick. Most of the one-on-one fights, especially in the final battle, were just absolutely atrocious. Which I find it
that's how far they
interesting
were.
that Chloe Zhao is like, I got inspiration from The Revenant, because if you watch The Revenant, there's a CG bear in it, but everything looks real in that scene. Everything looks real in that entire movie.
You just ruined it for me. No, there's no real bear. There's no stakes. It's like Cocaine Bear. Is the bear made of cocaine?
Trust me, it doesn't ruin the real movie. But
I'm stirring the pot, guys.
But all of the fight scenes in this movie were pretty much atrocious. What was the worst editing moment?
Going from Australia to the Amazon.
Yes, I agree. Just traveling from one side of the world to the other, and there's no sense of time whatsoever.
Raiders of the Lost Ark does it perfectly, guys. When you see a map of the world and you see a red line go across the map, and you see a plane, and you see a montage of things.
Yeah, you get a sense of time.
Yes.
There was none of that in this movie.
Because they only had 7 days, and if they actually showed you them going from Australia, you'd be like, when are we going to get there? And, like, they travel so many places. Like, Icarus is a god, whatever, but he can't carry, like, 5 or 6 people. You know, unless they all pile on his back, stacks on, you know. So, oh, Jesus, wept.
What are we giving this movie out of 10?
Are we wrapping this up right now?
I think so. I don't think we have anything else to say, do we?
I don't have anything positive to say.
No.
Okay. We watched a film yesterday again because I absolutely love this film. We were with a group of friends, and it was Roadhouse. We've seen the original Roadhouse twice in a fortnight. And the name of the bar is Double Deuce. And a deuce is number 2. And I'm giving this a double deuce out of 10, which is 2.
Well, double deuce is actually 4.
Oh, shut up. I'm giving it 2 out of 10.
I'm also giving it a 2 out of 10.
It's dire.
It's an abysmal movie.
It's dire. It's terrible. And anyone that likes this film,
absolute
really,
slog to get
you
through.
need to watch more films, or you need to stop watching Wes Anderson crap. Because, I know, I'm just going to mention him, because it's like, this is a Marvel film for people that like to drink champagne while they're watching Marvel films and eating strawberries. It's a shockingly bad made film for people that don't like movies.
Okay. I don't think any of that makes sense, but sure.
It's just a shit film, guys. Don't watch it.
Just don't watch it. That's the takeaway here.
Don't
Do not watch
watch
The
it.
Eternals.
Don't watch it. Just wait until the eventual reboot.
Oh, please don't. Don't put that out there.
Oh, do you know, and fun trivia fact, just this last bit, at the end of the film, Jon Snow turns around and there's someone talks to him off camera, and it says, I wouldn't touch that if I were you, whatever his name is, and it's actually Blade.
It's Mahershala Ali's voice.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, they're setting up Blade way back when he was originally cast as Blade, and this is 2024. This film's made in 21 or 20?
2020.
2020?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 years,
Yeah.
and they still haven't made Blade. Why? Because Blade is not, each script that's been submitted, Blade has been a third or fourth character in it, and it's been a female protagonist and female antagonist every time. So Blade is now, they're trying to get Blade off the ground, but Blade is not the hero of the film made, which has the name Blade.
Just
Give up, Marvel.
stop.
Stop.
Go back to basics.
Stop.
Nobody wants this shit.
Sam
Nobody's
Raimi
asking
came
for
out
it.
and says-
Please stop.
Sam Raimi wants to direct Secret Wars, right? He says, Marvel hasn't asked me yet. It says, no, Sam, get away from them.
You don't want this.
Come on, dude, you're better than that.
I mean, he did the latest Doctor Strange.
That wasn't bad.
It wasn't good though.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was a mediocre film.
Don't put
Don't
good
hitch your
directors
ride
out there.
to Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, Chloe Zhao as well. Like, remember, she's an Academy Award
Winning director.
winning director. Like, guys, just stay away from Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for your careers.
It is.
That's
Bryan
how,
Singer
that's
have
how
another
I
go.
feel. Let Brett Ratner having a go.
No, and that guarantees I won't see it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's because, don't watch this movie.
Yes.
And from me, please stay hydrated.
And remember, leggings are not pants. Good night.
Bye.